Hey YouTube. So I've been debating whether or not to actually make another video about this, and decided to, probably my last video about this subject, intersexuality. If I learned one thing from the intersexual community, on YouTube at least, and actually just a little bit of the forum posts that I've been reading, is that it's the speculation and the doubt part is pretty common. It's pretty it's very common to for intersexuals to doubt or want proof of the intersexuality of another person for whatever reason. I'm sure requiring someone or feeling the need to have them prove their intersexuality comes from somewhere. I haven't been involved in the community long enough to have that desire, I guess, or I'm not sure where my lack of interest in that department goes or comes from. I've just been amazed by it, and from what videos I've seen on YouTube and from even the intersex community that I thought was pretty solid on YouTube, it actually finds out that it's not as solid as I thought. And I don't know, I guess it's really unfortunate, but I do not have medical proof. I don't have tests and diagnosis and, you know, anything like that. And if it's that important, you know, to people and to the intersex community, then, you know, I'm gonna gracefully bow out. Like, it doesn't mean that much to me to be involved in the intersex community, or to proclaim myself as intersexed, to be involved in this. It seems like it's so, I don't have the knowledge about it, or the experience. There's some levity behind it that I just can't appreciate, and I would just rather not be a part of it at all, and I'm okay with that. You know, I may be intersexed. Honestly, I may not be intersexed. There's a lot of questions that I have about my body, that I've always had about my body, that when I read about intersexuality, it made lots of sense. But just because it makes sense, you know, no, it doesn't. You know, it doesn't mean that I am, in fact, intersexed. I could not be intersexed. If I was diagnosed as someone that is not intersexed, I would have a lot of questions about my body, and why it is the way it is. I just read about intersexed and read some conditions out there and identified with a lot of them, or some of them, and I was really happy to finally have a group or a reason for why my body was the way it was, and it made me feel like so happy to be a part of something. And to be able, or not to be able, to join that community because of the skepticism and because people in that community are pushing you away, it sucks. And I'd rather not be a part of the community, even if I was truly intersexed, which honestly I don't know. If I'm not, then I have lots of questions. but if I am, great. Doesn't really matter to me. Coming out as gay when I was living as a male, I never once had to prove to anybody, never once, that I was gay, that I was really gay. I mean, they all just sort of took my word for it. When I finally said, that I'm transgendered and I want to live my life as a female, not one person asked me to prove to them that I was transgendered. They just accepted that I was and welcomed me, and it was there for me. So I guess I just sort of assumed it would be that way with proclaiming that I thought that I was intersexed. I just thought people would be there for me and willing to help me and support me, but it's not. Definitely not. So it doesn't matter to me that I'm intersexed. Honestly, I would rather have been born a normal male or a normal female and not in between, not knowing, what I am really, or whatever. And maybe it's not even intersex. Maybe I have some other conditions, here and there, wherever. I have no clue. It just, intersex made sense to me, so that's what I said that I was. And that's what I identify as, because to me right now, that's the closest thing that I know of that makes sense. I'm not trying to lie. I'm not trying to use as an excuse for anything else, but, it is what it is. If you're watching my channel because you want, to listen to somebody with, that is intersex and that wants perspective on life, as an intersexual, I just want you to know that I don't have that medical whatever, the diagnosis or the official documentation. I can't prove to you that I am. And even if I could, I don't think that I would. So I just want you to know that. I'm not claiming to be an authority on intersexuality. I'm not claiming to have any formal education on it. So I can't help you there. I just want to be able to share my life with you as someone who thinks that they are. And I don't want this to be about me trying to prove that I am. So that's all.